You thought you adopted a dog. You didn't. You signed a contract, and the moment that fluffy, blue-eyed, wolf-faced creature crossed the threshold of your home, a list of rules was silently handed to you. Rules your Siberian Husky fully expects you to follow without question, without complaint, and without ever, under any circumstance, suggesting otherwise. The problem is, nobody gave you the rulebook. Not the breeder, not the shelter, not the internet. You've been breaking these rules for weeks, maybe months, maybe years, and your Husky has been keeping score. That howl at 6 a.m., that dramatic flop on the kitchen floor, that suspicious stare they give you when you close the bathroom door, those aren't random behaviors. Those are citations, formal complaints filed directly against you by a dog who genuinely believes they are the CEO of your household, and you are, at best, a mid-level employee who needs performance coaching. So today, you're going to learn the unspoken rules your Siberian Husky expects you to follow, the ones written in their DNA, passed down from their sled-pulling, snow-loving, drama-filled ancestors. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand your Husky in a way you never have before. You'll know why they do the things they do, what they're actually trying to tell you, and how to finally stop accidentally offending a dog who takes everything personally. Let's get into it. Rule 1. Thou shalt never, ever be boring. The first rule your Siberian Husky expects you to follow is simple. You must never be boring. Ever. Not for a single day, not for a single hour. Huskies were bred to run. We're talking hundreds of miles across frozen tundra, pulling sleds through blizzards, working in teams, making split-second decisions in life or death conditions. That kind of dog does not settle for a 10-minute walk around the block and a squeaky toy from the discount bin. When you brought your Husky home, you essentially signed up to become their personal entertainment coordinator, their travel agent, and their emotional support human all rolled into one. If you fail to provide stimulation, physical, mental, emotional, your Husky will create their own, and trust me, you will not like their ideas. Your couch cushions will suddenly have a new interior design. Your shoes will become abstract art. Your drywall will become a canvas. So if you want peace in your home, you need to commit to long runs, hikes, puzzle toys, scent games, and regular changes in routine. A bored Husky isn't just a mildly annoying dog. A bored Husky is a home renovation project you never agreed to. Rule 2. The bathroom is a shared space now. Let's talk about privacy, because according to your Husky, that concept no longer exists in your household. The second rule is that every room, every door, every space in your home is now a communal area. The bathroom, shared. The bedroom, shared. That tiny closet you thought was yours, also shared. Huskies are intensely social dogs. They were bred to live and work in packs, sleeping piled together, eating together, traveling together. Isolation to a Husky is not a neutral experience, it's a betrayal. So when you close the bathroom door and hear that low, mournful whine followed by a dramatic paw scraping at the bottom of the door, understand that your dog is not being needy. Your dog is filing a formal grievance. You have, in their eyes, committed an act of emotional abandonment. The fix isn't to give in to every demand, but to accept the reality of what you signed up for. If you wanted a dog that respects closed doors, you should have gotten a different breed. Your Husky needs to know where you are at all times, because you are part of the pack, and the pack does not separate without a very good reason. Rule 3. You will listen to the opinions. All of them. Now, we need to address the talking, because Siberian Huskies are, without exaggeration, one of the most vocal dog breeds on the planet, and rule number 3 is that when your Husky speaks, you are expected to listen, not just hear, listen. Huskies howl, whine, grumble, groan, mumble, chirp, and produce sounds that frankly should not be possible from a creature with no vocal cords like ours. They will tell you when it's dinner time. They will tell you when it's walk time. They will tell you when you've been on your laptop too long. They will argue with you about getting into the crate, about taking a bath, about leaving the dog park. And here's the thing, they are not barking for no reason. Every sound has meaning. Every howl has a purpose. Your job as their human is to learn the difference between the "I'm hungry" grumble and the "I heard a squirrel 3 blocks away" howl. Dismissing your Husky's vocalizations as noise is one of the fastest ways to damage your relationship with them, because in their mind, they are communicating with you directly, clearly, and repeatedly. If you ignore them, they will simply talk louder and louder until the neighbors call. So when your Husky starts their monologue, stop what you're doing, make eye contact, respond to them, and acknowledge that yes, you heard them, and yes, their opinion has been noted. Rule 4. The fence is a suggestion, not a law. Here is a rule you absolutely cannot afford to ignore. Your Husky believes that fences, leashes, gates, and doors are not barriers. They are puzzles, challenges, mild inconveniences on the path to freedom. Siberian Huskies are escape artists of legendary status. They can dig under fences, jump over fences, climb fences, unlock sliding doors with their nose, unlock sliding doors, and in some documented cases, figure out how to turn a doorknob. So rule number 4 is that you must operate under the assumption that your Husky will try to escape every single day given the slightest opportunity. This means a fenced yard is not enough. You need a tall fence sunk into the ground with a secondary barrier if possible, and you need to supervise your Husky whenever they're outside. Off-leash walking in an unfenced area is, with very few exceptions, a terrible idea. Not because your Husky doesn't love you, they do, but because a Husky's prey drive and wanderlust will override their affection for you the moment a rabbit, a scent, or an interesting breeze crosses their path. They're not running away from you, they're running toward everything else, and once they're running, they can cover miles before they even think about looking back. Respect this rule and you'll keep your Husky alive. Ignore it and you'll learn the hard way. Rule 5. The drama is real and it must be honored. You need to understand something about your Siberian Husky. They are, at their core, theatrical, dramatic, performative, and rule number 5 is that when your Husky launches into a full-bodied, howling, writhing, screaming tantrum over something as minor as nail trimming or being asked to move off the couch, you are not allowed to laugh. Well, you can laugh, but you also have to take it seriously because to your Husky, this is a genuine emotional crisis. Huskies feel things loudly. They don't suffer in silence. They don't hide their discomfort. If they don't like something, you will know. If they do like something, you will also know. This isn't bad behavior. This is the breed being the breed. The best approach is to stay calm, stay consistent, and not let the drama derail your training. If you give in every time your Husky throws a fit, you'll create a monster. But if you're too harsh, you'll damage their trust. The middle path is patience mixed with firmness and a healthy sense of humor about the fact that you live with what is essentially a four-legged opera singer. Rule 6. Weather preferences are non-negotiable. Rule 6 is about comfort, and specifically temperature. Your Siberian Husky has feelings about the weather, and those feelings are going to dictate your life more than you'd like to admit. Huskies were built for cold. Their double coat, their thick paw pads, their entire physiology is designed for conditions that would kill most other dogs. So when it's snowing and freezing and you're bundled up in 3 layers, your Husky is having the best day of their life. They want to roll in it, sleep in it, eat it, live in it, and you need to let them. Conversely, when summer hits and the temperatures climb, your Husky will not be okay. You need to adjust walk times to early mornings and late evenings, provide constant access to cool water and shade, and under no circumstances should you shave their coat thinking it'll help. That double coat actually insulates against heat as well as cold, and shaving it causes real damage. Respect the weather rules and your Husky will thrive. Violate them and you're risking heat stroke, which in Huskies can become serious very quickly. Rule 7. Affection on their terms, not yours. Here's a rule that a lot of new Husky owners struggle with. Rule 7 is that affection is given on the Husky's terms, not yours. Huskies are loving, loyal, affectionate dogs, but they are not the Velcro lapdog type that many people expect. They'll decide when it's cuddle time. They'll decide when it's playtime. They'll decide when they want to be near you and when they want their space. And when they do decide to give you affection, it will feel like the greatest gift in the world because it was earned, not demanded. Forcing hugs, constant pets, or invasive affection on a Husky will annoy them and possibly make them avoid you. Let them come to you. Respect their independence. This is a breed that has worked alongside humans for thousands of years, not under them. They see themselves as partners, equals, teammates. Treat them like that, and the bond you build will be unlike any other dog relationship you've ever had. Rule 8. The food rules are strict and specific. Finally, Rule 8 concerns food, and this one surprises a lot of owners. Huskies, despite their athletic build and high activity level, actually have relatively modest appetites compared to similar-sized breeds. They were bred to work hard on very little food, and that efficiency is still written in their genes. So when your husky picks at their dinner, walks away from a full bowl, or seems uninterested in eating, don't panic and don't start offering them every food under the sun to tempt them. That's how you create a picky eater. Feed them quality food on a consistent schedule, leave it down for a reasonable amount of time, and then pick it up. They'll eat when they're hungry. Also, be aware that huskies can be sensitive to certain ingredients, and they thrive on diets that reflect their active, athletic nature. Work with your vet, not with trends, and keep their feeding routine predictable. So there you have it, the unspoken rules your Siberian Husky has been silently enforcing since the day you brought them home. Follow them and you'll have a partner, a teammate, and a best friend who will love you with an intensity that no other breed can match. Ignore them and you'll have a dog that redecorates your living room while you're at work. The choice is genuinely yours. If this video helped you understand your Husky just a little bit better, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button.